let's see what's going on for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Again, watch your Moon or Rising, whether it's Gemini or Capricorn or Scorpio, whatever the case may be. But the first card that comes up for you all is the Six of Cups. It's the Six of Chalices in this deck, which is the same as Six of Cups. And this card indicates childhood memories, thinking back about, either the good old days when you were a child and you were carefree and what you really loved about your childhood. It could be also, too, about your children. Maybe you've just spent time with them and you're remembering their childhood. And if it was, pleasant to you. But there's very much a fondness that this card represents traditionally. So, it can mean also, too, that childhood memories are brought up and you're feeling a little bit sad about them, or just, mulling about them in your mind and how they've brought you to the point where you are in your life now. Maybe you were motivated or encouraged, let's just say it that way, to go to college and do project management work or get a business degree or an engineering degree, and then, maybe you've changed that. Maybe you've changed your occupation several times and you're doing something different now. Hopefully you guys are doing what you love, because that's what's important about this shift that we've been going through. This universal shift is for people to shake off the old and let bubble up what is true to your heart, what you love to do. And so that means that there have been some endings as far as relationships with people, whether they're clients or friends or hopefully not family, but we've seen that as well. So you'll just know if people are in your box, in your corner, really. And, they could be in your box with you. But basically, if people support you because they're interested in what you're doing, they're happy for you when you have something to celebrate. You're happy for them when they have something to celebrate. And if that list of friends is a little bit less than it used to be, it's just because you're discerning who is right for you. Who's right in your life, who feels good to be around, who feels good to celebrate with. Sometimes this card can represent when a hobby is passed on to you or passed on to great-grandchildren or children. So it might be that you are passing on something that you enjoyed doing as a child, and you're encouraging your children or your grandchildren to take up that. A lot of times way back when, and I was looking through mine recently, and it's like, wow, something that's been handed down to me from like the early 1900s. I don't even know these people, but an album, which is very well put together. It has the red velvet, just like you'd think, about 5 inches thick. And it's amazing how well this has been taken care of. And people took actual pictures then, and, you put a scrapbook together. But, you can do that digitally now. So it may be encouraging yourself or your family to remember those childhood memories and to remember the memories that you're having now. Because, when you think about it, what's the first thing most people think of if you think your house is on fire? What are you going to go towards? Well, any cash, of course, is there, your purse or your wallet, but also your pictures and your the important things that have been passed to you from loved ones. So that's what really this card represents. You may be in that mode at the beginning of the month, Cancer. So leave me any comments about that. It's actually a very sweet child. Well, they are sweet children. It can bring up for some of you limiting beliefs, and those start between the ages of 4 and 7. It's like someone in authority says something that's very direct, very like, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're just a child, or money grows on tree, all those things we hear when we're young. And then, of course, if then we think, well, money doesn't grow on trees, so how am I ever going to make money? Or you don't know what you're talking about. If someone's told that when they're between the ages of 4 and 7, they sort of live with that. That's a limiting belief to just let it go because it's not part of your life any longer. All right. Okay. I didn't mean to dwell on that, Cancer, but it felt important. It felt important to talk about. The next card that comes up is the Three of Pentacles. And this card indicates to me normally someone who has just received training or apprenticeship and is being given a new job of employment. There's blessings surrounding this job. As you can see, there's a guy that's standing on this sort of like a not a pillar, but a small platform. And the standing stones, which are prominent in this particular tarot deck, are behind him. And as you can see at the top, each one has a pentacle, which is about your money, your property, your health. And the standing stones were used way back for an area for arbitration. They were held like as a court to come to conclusions. There may have been a negotiator there if there were two parties that weren't seeing eye to eye. But this is an area that, again, was used in the ancient ages, and the standing stones were just part of the justice. And in fact, the justice card in this particular deck is a standing stone by itself with the Libra scales on it, which of course is meaning justice, fairness, balance, cooperation. So this guy is feeling that he, and of course, guy, girl, woman, man, this is for everyone, of course. But he's feeling accomplished because he's coming through a time where he's learned new skills. I feel like some of you are learning more and more. I mean, it's not even if it's brand new stuff to you. It's learning new tools, new tricks of the trade of what you do. Say you're a social media expert. Well, there's always something to learn in social media, isn't it? I mean, Facebook changes constantly. All of the social media does, but it's like you're adding new tools to your trade, or you're figuring out, hey, if I work this time, or if I post this on social media at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's going to get more hits than, 9 o'clock in the morning or 6 in the afternoon. So it could be as little as that, or it could be that some of you have taken actual classes and this has propelled you to new heights. I am seeing I am hearing overseas. So that could be, of course, if you're in the US, that could be the UK or Australia or China, that could be anywhere. Or if you're, over in the eastern part of the world, then, it could be overseas is here in the US. So, some of you might be taking training from people that are of different culture than you are. And this might be sort of have a spiritual effect on you, or at least it enlightens you and you gather more information and you're excited about this. And this is a heron, and it's a symbol of learning and knowledge and your skills. So your skills are being enhanced, Cancer. A lot of you are looking to, I'm getting very fine-tuned. So any of you too, and I'm trying not to look ahead to the next card because it's what I was getting ready to say, but any of you all that are in the holistic or medical field, psychologist, therapist, even physical therapist, it feels like some of you may be really honing your skills there, maybe learning more. There's always new things to learn about nutrition. So it could be some of you in nutrition, the nutrition field, the food field, organic or combination food combining. I'm getting that. Juicing. Also, though, talking with people. Cancer, your nurturing effect on people. The psychology. I don't know. I keep getting psychologist or psychology. So you're really using your Cancer nurturing to befriend people and help them out. And like say you're talking to someone in the line at the store, you're at a department store, and you just start talking, you're saying, well, I know someone that can help you with that. I know someone that can, help you with, something about their business or their home. I know someone that would be a great carpenter or a great plumber, any of those things, anything has to do with anything. I feel like you're passing on what you are learning. All right. That makes sense. Just, watch this too at the end of the month as well, this particular reading, because my feeling is, and this came up for one other sign, and you guys are like my next to last, but not least. This came up for one other sign to watch this towards the end, towards like the third week as well. I think it's going to make more sense as the month goes on. And of course, I'll do the mid-months, but this one feels particularly so. All right. So the last card that came up for you guys is the King of Chalices. And this is another cup card, and this is the King. So Cancer, I have to say this is probably you. This represents a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, but has the aspects of the King. And the King is the master of his emotions. He actually is the person that is the advisor, the counselor, the mentor. He's very loving. He's very giving. As you can see, he has a feast of food on his table. So when I said giving, I mean very, very giving. You go to his house and he opens the door wide open and says, "Hey, come on in. Come on, let's break bread together," or something like that. He's just a very congenial person, very compassionate. He could be again, here I go with a healer or doctor. So this could be you, Cancer, or it could be that you're, I'm feeling that some of you, I'm hearing the words run down. Okay. So any of you all that I feel, have the cold feeling, flu feelings, little achy, sore throat, cough, and it feels to me, when I said the word cough, it feels like to take care of that cough. You don't want it to go into an infection or respiratory. So, I mean, this could be, sounding fairly general, but I'm really getting this around you guys and this King of Cups, because he is a nurturer. So this could be you, but this could be somebody you need to go to, someone who is a doctor, or someone who's in the medical field. You could be a specialist even. I'm getting right ankle. I don't know why sometimes I get the ankles, but anyway, ankle, also veins. If you have like varicose veins or your legs have been hurting. Interesting things I'm getting out of this card, Cancer. So just any of you all that need to, by the end of the month, or it could be middle to end of the month, take care of you. You have a lot of different emotions. These two cup cards, think childhood memories. And this, like I said, the King is a master with his emotions. But it may be too that you seek someone that, and I keep getting psychologically, maybe they will just want to listen to you. Maybe you need to talk to someone and express your feelings and not hold your feelings in your stomach area. All right. We all tend to do that, but I know, Cancers especially do. So allow yourself to express yourself. You listen to people, so find someone who's supportive and that listens to you as well. The bee is hovering over the cup, so the bee is a sign of abundance. And this canary I meant to tell you is a sign that this little boy is holding, is a sign of communication. I feel like you guys are really, this is what it feels like to me. You guys really need to express yourself. Internally, you're going to feel like you need to, and I encourage you to externally express it, whether it's verbally to someone or whether you're in the art, music, dance world, movement, dancing, being in water, swimming, if you have an indoor pool or can get access to an indoor pool in the Northern Hemisphere. It's cold around here right now. I just feel like this is a month for you all of expression, even with the Three of Pentacles. I got that even with that you are receiving gifts of opportunity, but you're also reciprocating those to other people. You want to give to other people. All right, let's pull some, I thought this is an interesting reading. Let's pull some clarification cards. And again, watch your moon and rising cards as well. Well, I cannot tell you how many times this card has come up for clarification, but also the last 3 or 4 months. This is the death card, which usually means not literal death, but transformation. Transformation in your life. Change jobs, change the way we do business, relationships, whatever the case may be. So it just signifies that you've been through a lot in this last year and you're transforming. It's come up several times though. The Seven of Swords. Okay, so this card usually signifies to me, and you can tell by looking at this guy. It's funny because I call my dog this sometimes, my kind of puppy dog. He's not quite a year. The Seven of Swords. Because he'll grab something out of my office and then he'll take off with it and he'll look around at me with this face like, na 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 na, I've got it. So that's sort of what, not quite that silly, but the Seven of Swords is someone who's mischievous, will take off with your ideas maybe. So you might be a little guarded about, because the swords are about our ideas. And he's taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's left 2. So this isn't, complete theft. But it might be that you came up with a creative or inspirational idea and someone is saying, oh, I think I'll do that too. Or that you're noticing that they're doing it. And that's not always bad. I mean, it's a form of compliments, but it feels like that you feel like people have taken your ideas. Let's just put it that way. I feel like I need to look at the bottom card. This card's come up some too. Interesting, and I shuffle these cards constantly. This is the Two of Cups. So, I was talking about like-minded individuals earlier. These two feel very connected. These two feel very connected. There's something about past relationships. This could even be not only childhood, teenage memories, teenage love, teenage lust even. Someone comes back into your life, or you just hear from someone who you knew a long time ago, or you're actually visiting with them, having dinner. That's what it feels like. Wow. Okay. Well, the Five of Rods comes up with clarification and with the main cards continually. So this is about competition. This is about competition, but also people seeing things different ways. So if you're in a group setting or part of a group situation and people have different ideas about how to handle, how should we do this? Well, I think we should do it this way. Well, I think we should do it this way. There's a need for teamwork, for someone to take the lead in this. So it might be that this has been in the past and you've had to deal with this in the last year. For some reason, I'm getting that I'm going over the last year for you guys for the clarification, but I'm saying that your new cards could take a look at the end of January. It feels like there's been different ideas from different people and you've really had to work out the details and work out your differences. The Page of Rods comes up, and the Page is, of course, is a younger child, and he can be a loudmouth, son or daughter. Doesn't always have to be a female, but someone who talks a lot. It could be that this is a new message that came to you about something that inspired you. I'm looking at this card. I'm looking at his medallion. The sun is in the medallion. And then there's water and mountains. This is actually a very detailed card. The draping of his cape. So he's very confident. You've had some confidence back in September, October. You've, I don't know if you were given a new job or if you changed jobs sometime in the middle summer to the fall. Feels like some of you. Yeah. And then also, okay, so this is the Eight of Cups, and this is like a life-changing situation. So she has the Eight of Cups behind her. She's sitting looking towards the sky, the beautiful sky with the stars, and the man in the moon is shining down on her, and she has her back to these Eight Cups. So this is about moving past emotional situations that, you're just putting behind you now, and you're ready to start anew. So I feel like you felt this way for some time. Again, I keep going back to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months for you guys, and that you have moved forward, or you feel like you are. And sometimes it's baby steps. Sometimes it's just taking those baby steps, but some of you have done some life-changing, possibly moved to another region of your country, of your city, of your state. And then the last card is the Page of Pentacles. And the page, you got 2 pages for clarification. So the Page of Rods, you see how he's very much expressive. While this person, this page, is very calm. This is a earth sign, which would be Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. This is not a court card, but it's the feeling of being grounded with your money, being able to manifest because your feet are on the ground. You feel grounded, and as always, that means that not being in your head, not thinking too much. And when you're not thinking and analyzing too much, then new opportunities can come without even noticing. It's like not squeezing things so tight that you can't see what's in front of you, new opportunities. So maybe this guy's shouting to this one, hey, I have a new idea, and look, this is about manifesting some new money, manifesting money in a different way. I'm going to pull one more because this one just is slippery. It wants to come out. All right, the Four of Swords. Well, the Four of Swords talks about needing to take a rest or recuperation from, it's interesting. I was talking about this earlier. If you're sick, if you've had, sickness this winter, or if you've had surgery of any kind, just needing to take a rest, and meditation comes with that. And I say meditation, but meditation basically can mean lying down, taking deep breaths, and getting calm. That could be meditative. So as you can see, this guy is he has his hands folded like he's praying. What I was going to say is he's very, he's not stiff, but he's not moving. Let's put it that way. So he's very still. He's in this sort of theological or spiritual setting, but nature can be a spiritual setting. Oops, I was looking at it, not through the camera. So it may mean too that some of you all seriously want to take a little bit of a rest in January, or you're coming out of a time of holiday season where you just feel like you need to take that time for yourself, do something for you, because it's the Four of Swords. The 4 is about rebuilding, and rebuilding could mean your body. Your body just needs to, listen to music on your earphones, or take a walk in the park, or watch something funny, or go to a funny movie, or just something, go to an art gallery. But something, light a candle that relaxes you.